Today, I wanted to show you three things. This has everything to do with creating content quickly and getting it published. And the three tools I want to show you today are Descript and how I use Descript in my content workflow for both myself and for my clients. And I'm going to show you how this not only saves time, but allows you to be more creative and not worry about the tech, the mechanics, and all the details that make being creative so difficult. The other tool that I'm going to show you is a tool called MindPal. It's an AI agent based software. And the one thing I'll say about it is it makes it really easy to create automated workflows that combine multiple steps in a way that is really easy to use and produces really good output. And then finally, I'm going to put this all together and show you how I'm taking a current video that I'm working on, run it through the examples I'm showing you in Descript, take that transcript from that video, put it into my AI workflow in MindPal, and then show you how I generate the necessary details to get it published on YouTube really quickly. So there's a lot here. I'm trying to get it down into about 20 minutes and actually doesn't take that long, but I'm trying to show you a lot of things all at once. So here we go. Right now on my screen, you can see that I've got Descript pulled up. And just the other day, I had recorded a video showing the work process that I'm using in MindPal. So a very similar video to what I'm doing today, but I'm showing a process that I'm using with one of my clients. And she's given me full permission to talk about the project. So I'm showing in this video on the screen how I use MindPal agents for this 21-day sleep challenge. And the reason this is significant is because each day of this challenge, we're producing a video, we're producing a newsletter, and we're producing social posts. So there are a lot of things that go into the mix with this client work, and I showcase that all in this video that I'm editing right now. And what I want to show you is a few things in Descript that make it so easy to create a high quality video that makes it interesting to watch, sound good, look good, and has all of those cool transitions that you see in some of the higher end videos. Descript has figured out how to make those transitions really easy to use for people like me and you who don't want to spend all of their time doing video editing. And that's what I love about this. So let's get into it really quick, get done with the talking so I can show you how this works. What you see right now is my initial video. This is how I start out. And my workflow is this. I always make a working copy of my initial video so I can always go back to the first version. So I've made a working copy of the first version that's ready to go with the Scale with AI summit that we're doing right now. And in this example, I just want to show you a few things to showcase how powerful these editing features are in Descript. If you haven't used Descript before, the one thing that it really made it popular is that you can edit videos in the same way that you would edit a Word document. You see the script on the left, the videos on the right. Down here is the timeline. And this is usually what you would see in most video editors. The secret here is I rarely use that timeline. And it makes it really easy to do editing just by editing the words. So the first thing that I do is I use this AI tool called Underlord. And I won't spend too much time on this, but I just want to show you that you can go in here and identify and remove all of the filler words. So you can see when I made this video earlier, there are a lot of ums and ahs and things like that. So I just want to get rid of the ahs. And there are 23 of them. And you can see they're all right there if I wanted to listen to each one of them, but I'm just going to remove all of them. And just like that, they are gone. Now, the other thing that I always do at the very beginning, before I start doing a lot of editing, is enable this feature called Studio Sound. And this makes the sound so much better, especially if you have a decent microphone. But even if you don't, I work with clients who just use earbuds. And when you enable Studio Sound, it gets rid of all the background noise and just sounds better. So I do that right away. Now we are at the starting point. And what I'm going to show you right now are just a few of the features that make it really easy to add these neat transitions. You'll see I've got a screen recording and there's me in a box in the lower left-hand corner. So what I want to do right now is just introduce myself. So I'm going to highlight this bit of text right there. I'm going to go up to scene, and up here, they have this feature called layout packs. Descript has several built-in layout packs, and I just took one of them and I did some edits to change the fonts and some of the branding so it's more in line with me. But I want to show you right here is that you can go in and choose this feature right here called speaker, and this one is going to apply this template just for this part that I highlighted here. And what happens is if I go play it, you'll see I'm already saving hours of time in this it brings up that right there, which is a speaker name, and I can just put in my name. And then here is where I would put in the title of the video that I'm doing. So that's a lower third that just pops up, and you saw how quickly that is. And key here is they've built in the transition. So in this next section, I'm going to go and just to there, I'm going to add another thing here. I'm just going to do camera. So what this is going to do is I'm going to have lower third in this beginning part, and then it's just going to go to full camera to get rid of the words. Workflow. This video is part 2 of building AI-based workflow in the tool called MindPal. So I'm not ready to go down into the screen recording yet. So I've got this part here. And what I want to do is I want to put some focus on this part about MindPal. So there's another layout called media layout where it's going to shove the speaker, the camera view off to the side. And it's given an option to put on the left side a screen overlay. Now you'll see right here, it's populated. But what I'm going to do is go up here to project, and I've already got the MindPal logo right there. I'm just going to drop it in, and then I'm going to get rid of that. I may not have done that the way I wanted to, but let's just see how that works. So now, the workflow in the tool called MindPal. The first video so perfect. And right here, I'm going to go return it right back to camera. And so now we put it together. We've got this really quick sequence where it's me in the tool called MindPal. The first video, I showed you how easy it is to create. And that's a really easy, quick set of transitions. And you'll see on the left side, we've got 4 scenes. Now, as you go through the whole video, there are a lot of those to do. But the part that makes this so compelling for people like me and hopefully you is you can see that I spent 0 time working on transitions. I didn't make any keyframes or any technical things like that. The feature that Descript put in has this feature called Smart Transitions. It just knows that when you want to go from one version to another, it does the transitions. And just for fun, I'm going to put another scene break right there just to show you that when I'm done showing the full screen, this video, let's go down here and make it similar to what you would see on a screen share video, and you'll see how the transitions work. Content was fairly generic. This video, I'm going to show you. So that's what I wanted to show you. It would take too much time to go through the entire video to show you the entire editing process, and you would be bored out of your mind. However, what I can attest to is that this video, which is in its current form, roughly 23 minutes, it doesn't take that long to go through all of this, and you get really quick at doing it. And even better is that once you've done this a few times, you can start training other people to help you and put this into a standard operating procedure and make it really easy to work with. Now, just like in a cooking demonstration, I have a version that I already did, and I'll show you just a couple of things that I did at the beginning. Workflow. This video is part 2 of building AI-based workflow in the tool called MindPal. The first video, I showed you how easy it is to create the workflow, but we didn't do any fine-tuning to the agents. And so the content, and so I'll leave it there. This gives you a complete example of how in-depth the entire video is. And then when I'm done, I have a final version ready to go. Now, what I want to show you next is how I take my ready-to-go version and build out all of the content that's going to go with this so I can publish this to YouTube really quickly. And the first thing I want to show you is a product called MindPal. Now, I'm going to show you two things in here. One, I want to demonstrate how easy it is to create a new workflow. A workflow is just a collection of independent agents work in a series of steps, and they all execute a discrete task. And MindPal makes it really easy to build a workflow. And my workflow is this. It starts out with, I use the transcript, I create YouTube titles, I pick the YouTube title that I like the most. And then after that, it will create a YouTube description, YouTube keywords for SEO. I'll create a caption that's going to go into my thumbnail. And then I'm going to generate an email newsletter that goes out to my subscribers. I want to create a natural sounding social post. And then I have another type of social post that is more of a caption style. Here we have a bunch of steps. Now, how do you get here? This is where the magic of MindPal works. Let's create a new workflow really quickly, and then we'll go back and I'll show you how this workflow works with my video. Now, beauty of creating workflows as MindPal is you can use AI to generate it. I've already got the description of the workflow that I want to do just because it's easy to do, and I just copy and paste in. But series of steps I just described here, I literally just put into a text file and I'm going to paste in here. I'm going to say generate with AI, and we'll see how it does. But you can see already it's doing what I want it to do. Manual step, generate video titles, then select a winning title. This is another manual step. And then it's going to write the YouTube description, generate keywords. Then it's going to generate the captions for the YouTube thumbnail, email newsletter, social post 1, social post 2. It did it exactly the way this one looks. Now, the big difference is, I'm going to go ahead and just call this demo so I can keep track of it later on. The beauty of how this works is that this is kind of a starter workflow. MindPal is going to go through and create each agent for each one of these steps. So this one here has an agent called Video Title Generator. And behind it, MindPal created the prompt in the background for this AI agent. And then it created the output format, all based off of those few text keywords that I put in. Now there's some additional instructions here because MindPal is telling it to use the input from the previous step, transcription. So right here, the way you do that, if I just do it again, if I hit @ symbol, and then I have my option for the transcription input. And then as you see, when we go down to some later steps, I've got other input from previous steps built in. In this part here, we have the task. You can give it additional information to get very specific. Now, the main goal of showing you this is I wanted to show you how quick and easy it was to create a workflow. Now, this workflow is generic. It's not fine-tuned. It doesn't have any information about what the output should look like. It doesn't have any information about my brand voice. But in this finished one here, it does. And I'll show you one step just to illustrate what I mean by that. I'm going to utilize the create YouTube description to showcase this. So here's the task information. I'm telling it to use the winning title for the transcript, also the user input from context and call to action links. Now up here in the agent, there's the background information. And then I have some additional information about what should go in a description. But behind all of that, you'll see that there is a knowledge source for an example of what the YouTube video description should look like in a markdown file. And then I can choose an output settings. I can select a brand voice. So I have a brand voice for my YouTube channel. And the most powerful part about all of this is you can choose which model you want to use. In this case, I've actually got Gemini 2.0. When I do some of the other agents, like generate an email newsletter, this agent uses GPT 4.0, and I'll switch these back and forth. Often this one will be Anthropic because I like the way it writes email newsletters better. Okay, So now you get an idea of how easy it is to create a workflow. And all you need to do is go into each agent and then start fine tuning it by adding knowledge sources, choosing which language model, and all the things you want to do to fine tune it. But once you've got it done, all you have to do is click on new run and it's ready to go. So let's go back to Descript, and I'm just going to go to export, and I want the transcript, and I'm just going to copy to clipboard. You don't even need to save it to a text file. So here I'll go in, I'm enter the transcript, and and for this version, I'm not going to put any call to action links, but if you have a group or if you have affiliate code or anything like that, you could put that in here. This is an optional field. So now I just hit continue. And the first thing it's going to do is it's going to generate a bunch of titles for my YouTube video based off of the transcript. And I like to have a number of different titles. I've trained it to generate 5 titles, then review those and generate another 5. And it's going to make a recommendation. And it's got one, hours to minutes AI content workflow revealed. And just for the sake of time, I'm going to use this title. It may not be the best one, but I'm going to use it for today just to go fast. Now, I just copy that title and I paste it into the next step, which is user input. And everything from here on out is automated. So it's going to go and create the YouTube description, and it's incorporating my title, and it's got everything that I want to see. And this matches the examples that I put into my example knowledge files. And it has an actual call to action link for MindPal. And right here, I would just trade this out for my affiliate link. And you even see it's got some notes about being a hypothetical link. And then here it has timestamps. This probably requires a little bit of editing. So why don't I show you how quick and easy it is to edit this? So you just hit edit, and I'll go up here, and instead of mindpal.com, I'm just going to put that as my affiliate link, and timestamps look good. Sometimes these we'll see how when I copy and paste this in later, whether this is all in one block or if it puts line breaks in between them. But this is pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with this. I can do any editing later on. So I'm ready to go to the next step. I got YouTube keywords. The other thing I trained this agent to do was output this all in a single line, comma separated, so I can copy and paste when I need to use this. And that looks good for now. Now I've got thumbnail captions for my thumbnail image that's going to go with the YouTube video. So these are all just examples. It saves me a ton of time because this is one of the jobs that I dislike. So I've got them ready to go, and I usually will just mix and match from different sets of these and then make a version that I like best. And it's got a recommended version. So that's not too bad. I would like it to emphasize MindPal because when I put this up on YouTube, I do want people who are searching for AI agents, MindPal, and so they can see how to make an AI workflow really fast. Okay, so onto the newsletter. I've got this dialed in. This matches the examples that I've used before. Same thing here. You can see that I would need to edit this out. And again, if I wanted to do that, I just go to the edit button, click save when done. And that would put all the edits right there, because then I can just take this and I can copy that and go right into my email sending program and drop it in there, and it's ready to go. Now I've got a social post, and I think I must have messed up on this agent. So let's see if there's anything I missed with this. I think it's missing the input. So that's the part I would need to go back and come back to that. And then here's a social post caption style, and it did an okay one. So I think out of all of this, writing good social posts is probably the most difficult and most challenging parts about getting AI agents to do what you want, because they always sound like AI. So I find that I have to go back and train these even further. However, let's back up a minute and look what we have. We have all the content that I need in order to publish this video. So the way I do this is I go back into Descript and I start loading this in. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go grab my title, And then I'll change this title here to that one. I'm going to go grab my description, just copy the whole thing. And then that's what I do here is I hit export and choose here YouTube. Control Alt delete that. I'm going to copy in the new description, and let's see if this holds without breaking it. I've got my keywords there. Perfect. And I'll drop my keywords in there. So now I'm ready to go. I have everything I need to do to publish this into my YouTube channel. And then once that's done, I can go back and add in the thumbnail and then schedule time for it to be released. Why this works so well is you can see that I've got all of the parts of this job that take time. The copying and pasting, the moving between screens is minimized, and I get really good content that's 90%, 95% good enough to go with minimal editing. And then I can go to the next step. This is easy to delegate off because there are not too many decisions to make outside of choosing a title. And when you have a team of people who understand your brand voice and how you want things to look and sound, it's really easy to get this level of editing done. This saves so much time. And when you combine this with the editing features of Descript, the ability to make the transitions and all of those features that you saw, you don't need to be a technical expert in order to create good content, in order to communicate what is in your mind and the thoughts and emotions and the feelings that you are trying to convey to your audience. That to me is what makes AI so powerful, because it opens up our ability to be creative in ways that we could not before because we didn't have the time. We did not have the technical capability. AI unlocks all that for us and opens up a whole new world to do more, to create more, and to share more with people who need to hear your message. I really hope everything that you saw here today was useful to you. The last step I just need to click on is this export button, because that's going to send this video up to YouTube. And I'm just going to drop in a thumbnail based off the captions I showed, and then I'll be done. So this video, when it's finished, going to be right around 20 minutes. When this is all said and done, though, this whole process, when you get in a groove, this is 5 minutes to do the AI workflow, another few minutes to do the copying and pasting. It does take a bit of time to do the video editing. I don't know how you get out of that. It's really quick. When you start batching these up, you can get a lot of videos done very, very quickly. I look forward to your feedback. Let me know any questions that you have in the comments. And I hope this inspires you to take the next step in your journey to create more video content using Descript and using AI agents to really hone in and dial in your message and get more done. All right, that's it for now. So happy to be here and have a wonderful day.